Hey guys, Austin and JR here. Just wanted to come and give you an update on where we are with COVID and the reopening and everything pertaining to that. I just want to start off by telling you how excited we are for the day when we're actually able to get together and meet as a community again. We are standing on the front steps of our new building. We actually chose the most beautiful spot on all of the building to film this video. This just is what worked because of the shade and everything else. But we are excited for that day. We are anticipating that day, and in preparation for that, we have had a lot of conversations with medical professionals, doctors, people who know things about science more so than we do in our realm of theology. Have gotten some really good feedback on our plan moving forward. And so JR is going to share that with you here in just a little bit, but I also just wanted to express and say, man, in my lifetime in ministry and having watched ministry and leadership over the last almost 2 decades at this point, we are in obviously unprecedented times as far as moving forward and moving the ball down the field in the middle of a pandemic. And so the decisions that we're making moving forward are really decisions that have been informed by conversations and trying to be as faithful and as prayerful and as careful and as pastoral as we can moving forward with that. And so I tell you that to say we're trying to lead well and to make good decisions here, but there's nobody in town that's more excited about actually getting together and meeting, because I am tired of preaching on a video.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so where we're headed is what we're planning on doing is kind of having a 4-phase plan to step our way back into gathering. And so we'll make our way towards sort of our in-gathering worship services in larger and larger groups. We've run this past a few doctors, and we've taken a look at some of the plans that have been put out by the government in terms of like how to start meeting back into phases, and even taking a look at some of the things that sort of give us some guidelines on like in certain with certain sizes and those kind of things, what's the best way to start stepping into those things. And so what we've decided to do is to move as Abilene's situation gets better and better in terms of diagnoses and hospital count and all those kind of things, that we're going to move slowly but as aggressively as possible towards us being able to meet in larger and larger groups. So where we're going to start in phase 1 is maybe where a lot of you are already at, is kind of smaller groups of maybe like 10 or less. And so that might look like you get all the women in your gospel community together in a backyard to kind of meet and pray and encourage and those kind of things. And that's awesome. Or maybe you have a family over to your house to be able to spend some time with them. That's great. That's kind of where we are right now. And we want to move into phase 2 as soon as we can. But to kind of help us out in phase 1, we've created some resources that we're going to send along with an email to be able to sort of like help make sure that those times and those small spaces are going to be as intentional, as encouraging as they possibly can be in terms of discipleship and fellowship. What we're going to move to as soon as we can is phase 2, where our gospel communities begin to meet together, and where we'll begin to maybe gather either with our gospel communities or just in houses together with other believers to be able to start to worship together. And we'll send you out some sort of precautions and some sort of best practices for how you might be able to do that. We'll try to make sure that you're resourced well to be able to do that with your gospel community if that's where you end up doing that, and if that's what you're comfortable with at this next stage. It's going to be, hopefully we'll be able to do that pretty soon. It may be just a little while before we move back into that, but we hope to do that just as soon as we can. Like we said, the numbers in Abilene have looked really, really good, and as we've talked to doctors, we're seeing the things we need to be able to see to start moving towards meeting together. Now there's a phase 3 where we meet in a little bit larger group, and then there's phase 4 where things start to look a lot more like they did kind of pre-pandemic and that kind of thing, and so we're moving our way towards that, but you can see more of those details whenever we send you an email that'll kind of have a 2-page document that'll outline what the plan looks like for us and a little bit more explanation than what we're able to give in this short video.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can email info@thewellAbilene.com. We will try to answer those questions as we field them, and we will also be sending out more information, as JR said, just about the plan moving forward. Just know how much we love you, how excited we are, we're going to give an update this weekend on what's going on with the building, and we'll walk you through some of the things that are happening in there. And so we are just excited for what the Lord has for us down the road. We're prayerful for you guys, love you guys. We just ask that you would continue to pray for us as we seek the Lord and seek wisdom on how best to lead in this time. Love you guys.